one of the things that you had mentioned, which really opened up my eyes, and I think is going to open up a lot of the audience eyes here, is the actual calibrating of the Blumats. Now, common knowledge in the past was you would dial in your Blumat carrot, you'd stick it in, and you would get it to where there was one drop hanging off. And then you would dial those back 2 triangles, and then it would be good. Now, you had mentioned in person that that is actually incorrect. There's actually a better way to go about it. And there's also preset Blumats these days that are going to take that guessing out of the picture for you at all. Can you get into that a little bit?
Yeah, so the normal Blumat process was to take the things, put them together underwater, and then insert them in the soil, wait for 15 minutes or, soak them for 15 minutes, put them in the soil and wait, and have, they would have instructions that said get to 100 mbar and then try to set your sensor. Now they kind of had combined a bunch of different directions. The original Blumat directions, yes, say 2 triangles closed, but it's just so much more complicated than that. The Austrians have a way of oversimplifying, especially this product. So basically, the way this thing works is it's gonna read. Once you put it in the soil, it comes alive, and there's a vacuum created in here, and so any dialing you do on any given sensor once it's put together is going to be like dialing it on top of like having put your finger on a scale, and then weigh something. So you've got forces at play inside that sensor that you're not accounting for. So if you were to take the same sensor, do the exact same 2 triangles closed in a container that was 50 mbar, you're going to end up at just, at closer at like 120 mbar. If you do it in soil that's 100 mbar, you're going to be at close to 200 mbar. So you can take 10 containers that are watered slightly different, put in 10 sensors, dial them all identically, and they're going to then match that difference on the other end once they're set. So the wetter container is still going to be wetter. The drier container is going to end up drier. So the way we got around that is, if we're trying to avoid the force inside of this tube, I figured out after playing with these things that the easiest way to get rid of the force inside the tube is just get rid of the tube, hook it up to water like this, and then you're setting it on the same baseline. Every sensor is the same as every other sensor, and you can then do your 2 triangles closed and reliably have them all give you the same result out the other end, no matter what that container is at. So if you put if you dial it like this, and if you dial it with the top off the bottom, and then you put it in a container, if the container is below the set point, it's going to wait to turn on. If the container is drier than the set point, it's going to turn on right away as soon as it acclimates. So instead of doing it per pot, we started dialing just the sensor itself. And so because it just happens to be that this is now dry, I can send these to people. So then I started marking them, and then I realized, Blumats always had these caps, these protective caps, so I can do my mark, do my setting, make my mark, slide this cap on, and send it to you, and then I can predict what level you're going to hit when you install that. Through all this playing around with these things, I realized how pressure sensitive they are, and that's another part of the picture, is that the folks' gravity setting on a gravity system is different than setting on a pressure system, and the results are different. I found that out from flip-flopping them, dialing something on a gravity system and bringing it over to a pressure system, and they just force open. So then conversely, you bring one that worked on pressure over to a gravity setup, and it would run super dry. So I was able to kind of chart those differences, and now we have instructions that are that take the pressure into account. So we've got like 3 different pressure levels here, and you can see the lower pressure for like a gravity setup. The medium, we have pressure reducers that do 7 to 7.5 to 10, and then we've got adjustable pressure reducers and the regular Blumat ones that do this higher one. So the same setting, but different pressure will give you a different result. So if you see, like, on the, you'd want to be over here by the red mark for gravity, where you're going to want to be over here by the blue mark for the higher pressure. And so those things, like, they used to have the directions were just one step. Do the thing, hanging drip, tube closed. And it's just so much more complicated than that. And that complication, luckily, I get to handle here by just getting them set to that proper range, and then you can make that one-time little adjustment to get to where you are for your system and your goal, and then you can hit it day one. Now, setting the Blumat the old way is awesome if you understand what you're doing. I can walk up to a container and, put in a Blumat, and that the hanging drip in a container. So here's a concept that people they have a hard time with. The hanging drip moves, right? So it's not always in the same place. It's moving. The hanging drip is representing the moisture level in that pot at that moment. So if you walk up to a container and you find the hanging drip, that would then, and you just get it to click to close where it's not dripping, and you just freeze that drop in time at the end of the tube there, that is going to set that container to exactly where it is at that moment. So then from there, if you like that setting, then boom, you're there, you're set. If you need it drier, you need to tighten on top of that hanging drip. If you want it wetter than where it currently is, you need to open it up from that hanging drip. So that's kind of the old paradigm, and that was driving me insane here trying to customer service that, because it just, is it wet? Is it dry? What's the drip? What's not the drip? Is it an arrow on the thing? Is it a triangle? What are we talking about? It was really hard to manage. So, and get everybody to understand. And so now, with the preset sensor, that is all. We don't have to deal with any of those steps or conversations. I don't need to know, the customer doesn't need to know what their container is currently set at in order to properly set their sensor. And in fact, even without a digital moisture meter, you really can rely on the setting and this chart to get you close to where you want to be without a meter. And so that's been, a total game changer, but it's really fun for scaling and getting, we've got people buying 1,000 of these sensors at a time now, where before that process just wasn't doable. There was no good way to install a Blumat and walk away. And now that's where we're at with it. It used to be, in the directions from Germany, it also says circle back for 2 weeks. And so that's where I just didn't find those instructions and that dialing method to be good enough for what we needed to do in this space with, people commercially with their livelihoods on the line. And, so I just been really lucky that we found that, I was able to stumble across this new dialing method, and that it's worked and been as reliable as it's been. So it's super, super cool. And I really encourage everybody to try it. It's a whole different paradigm, how you're looking at the things. But I am, it came out of a process of Izzy and I were like, we need to demystify this thing, because they're like magic, it feels like, in the beginning with you get a Blumat and you're like, oh, it's doing it, don't touch it now, and that's a thing of the past. I really want people to understand what they're looking at and be able to, have confidence to pull the sensor out and take it apart and put it back together and put it back in and know they're going to be right where they were. So that's been really exciting.
This clip is brought to you by VivoSun. Use discount code MrGrow15 to save on any of their gardening products. Go to the full episode by clicking the outro card here, or click the link in the description section below. Catch you in the next video.